as good strength from Brandt. Eventually coughs it up to Joey, who has always been one of the best defensive strikers, tracking back and putting in tackles. Rosa forced that wide to Moyes. The midfielder turns and is able to find Jacquet. That left foot, nice touch by Martins. Calm as you like, able to take it down. Jacquet goes long. It's a nice ball to the back post. Who will get onto the end of it? D'Argento. Oh, just can't quite corral it. It's go out of bounds.
That's one I think you wish you had back. Just could take a little off it, drop it in there, or D'Argento could reach it. But, yeah, can we talk about the touch there from Martins to keep that one? No bounce, just a trap there, and that was what was able to just start that play.
Walters sends the team forward. He hasn't had too many goal kicks in this game, but certainly has a capable leg as he looks forward for Pino. Ball is cut away. It'll be a Wheaton throw. Nicely defended by the right back, A.J. Moyes. Moyes also received conference honors. He was the Defensive Player of the Week a couple weeks ago, along with Silas Galvao, who was the Offensive Player of the Week for the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, the CCIW. Jacquet, using that strong left foot, gets it out to Ovinger. And now Martins. Goes low. It's maybe a mishit as Hugh able to get past the challenge, but given away to Wheaton. Wheaton escaping a little bit there. Martins maybe just thought someone that was there that wasn't. Ball is sent forward. Galvao now. Still Galvao, cut away by Gillespie smartly. Joey. Back to Moyes. Moyes sends the cross in right to the hands of Walters.
Yeah, Walters getting a little more work here already early in this one, as you see. Just going to go from Sipikiotis to Moyes. Moyes is going to chip that one in there, and just no one there following up on the end of it. But the charge there by Galvao, that's what we like to see. Just we've seen so many goals and so many exciting things happen when he gets the ball in a position like that. Not able to capitalize there, but again, having the ball at the feet of really your probably best goal scorer, at least one who's had the most success so far this year, is never going to hurt in a game like this where you really need one to break the tie.
Here he is giving chase again. Still going for it, but the ball is given. Oh, nicely defended from Jacquet, but to no avail. It's kicked out to Pino, and now the Maroons have a good chance. Pino skips it across. Yadashevsky one-on-one with Baker. Gets it onto his right foot, sends it in, and it's deflected. A nice block from Baker Ovinger. It'll be a U Chicago corner.
Yeah, we don't get to really see here because it meets Baker's foot almost immediately, but I think that's on net. I think that's a shot that's heading towards Biddlecombe, and of course he could still very well save it there. We know how capable he is in net, but great job for Baker covering up, protecting the goalkeeper there, and not forcing Biddlecombe to have to make a play on that one. It still results in the corner for U Chicago, and with the height and size of some of these Maroons, I think that's a time where you hold your breath if you're the Thunder at any point here. So we'll see what they can do to defend this one.
Low one sent in. It's dealt with immediately. Second chance effort from Luker. Biddlecombe acrobatically able to prevent the second corner.
Yeah, another deflection there, and Biddlecombe racing to get it before it gets to the end line. And again, you want to prevent those corners when you can, especially with a team that has so many weapons to come off the corner kick.
Martins in space, leaves it. And giving chases Brandt. Jacket able to find the cross ball over to Galvao. Galvao is one-on-one with Luker. Goes down pretty easily. And we're going to hear a whistle. And we're going to see a penalty kick here. Wow.
Wow, I think the whistle was late, and I think the Maroons are not happy about that part of it. So late to the point that the ball was at the feet of another Thunder player. I didn't see who it was there, and they just kind of stopped, assuming that there was a foul. There hadn't been one called yet. It hadn't been whistled. And then ultimately it does. There's a lot of help from the Wheaton student section over there that's now up and on their feet, larger than they've been all night. But wow, look at what we're going to get to see here. Tailor-made opportunity for the Thunder.
Silas Galvao, who else could it be but him? He's 2 for 2 on penalties this year. He drew the foul. He elects to take the penalty kick, the biggest one of the season. He goes low, and it's saved. What a save from Walters, using every inch of his 6'5" frame to get low and save that.
Oh, and this is massive. I mean, this is a huge save. It's the left hand, getting it down, keeping it low along the ground, and just sending that one away. Oh, a little bit of a heartbreaking moment there for the Thunder. They've still got the corner. They retain possession, but wow, you think with Galvao stepping over it, his track record, his skill, you're going to be able to squeeze one in there, and Walters, just an amazing save.
We'll see if this fires the Thunder up at all. It's Cabani who's able to get there first on the corner kick before it's sent back out. DiArgento. Oh, nice skill. Tried the Elastico. It didn't work out, but then was able to recover. Now he's chased down by 2 players. Smartly defended from Hugh. And now it could be Rourke to break forward.
Probably the loudest we've heard the crowd in the benches all night there is the U Chicago team trying to protest.
Sapikiotis cutting in. Dispossessed. We're seeing a bit of a different game now since that penalty. Players flying around, lots of energy. As you said, the students getting into it. We've seen that student section a bit more packed than it was at the beginning. Justin Hill carrying it forward.
Than it already was. Both teams feeling it now with 32 minutes to go.
We're going to see Groza on the ball now. JK put under pressure, tackled well by Hugh. Tries to get back in. Nice move from Brandt. And then JK should be a Wheaton throw. It's not going to be. It definitely went off of the foot of Brandt. But now it's Yadashevsky going the other way. Uses his strength, tries to get past Martins. Now it's Hugh. And yeah, tackle's just flying all over the place. We're going to see Groza get into the book for dissent. You could clearly see that the referee was not going to produce a yellow card for the foul, but then Groza, just a little bit frustrated, he will go into the referee's book for a caution. So now you have both A.J. Moyes and Michael Groza with yellow cards. 2 very electric, very physical players that Wheaton will now have to be a little bit more cautious with going forward.
Yeah, and what were we to expect? What else should have we thought? Other than, getting to a point in this game where it's going to get chippy like this. You've heard the officials, especially in the last probably 3 minutes, the officials have been taking it from both benches, from the fans, and now you see official over talking to Coach Gosling of the Thunder right now. But it comes from Groza as well, and he's going to get the caution because of it. I think they haven't cautioned anyone on University of Chicago yet. We'll see if that is to come, but it's physical play for sure. Nice
ball in from Luker. It went to a Wheaton head, and now it's cleared away. And JK swings a foot through it. Gobia goes out of bounds. Alessandro DiArgento keeps it in. And now is bursting down the sidelines. Still with DiArgento. Finds Sapikiotis. Oh, the ball was there. The thought was there to Moyes. It's cut away. Wada still with it. Wada showing off some technical ability, getting past Moyes, who, again, putting in that foul. He has to be careful with that yellow card.
And that one's bordering on egregious. I think it's the arm wraps around the waist of Wada there, and it's not necessary. But if you're Moyes, you got to watch out. You can't afford that, especially as we get later and later into the game.
Hugh moving around in a circle. Luker now puts in the cross, and that's going to be sent far into the path of Yadashevsky, who cannot get to it. And yeah, just like what you were saying with Moyes, he's got to be careful. If Wada had been 10 yards forward and there had been one less Wheaton defender, certain referees could see that and say, he was going on a counterattack. You were preventing him from going on that counterattack, and I'm going to give you a yellow card for that. And then suddenly, you're down to 10 men. And, of course, Groza with the yellow card as well.
For Wheaton, number 26, Price Anderson.
These are real things that you got to consider. Have to be conservative even when the play might be to take a bit of a risk. We also just saw Price Anderson check into the game for Alessandro DiArgento. And he'll go right up top, the 6'4" freshman, number.
Yeah, and I think with Anderson up top, you're going to see him match up well with Wada in a way that Sapikiotis hasn't been able to, just from a size perspective. Of course, Sapikiotis has the energy to run and run and run and run and tire out that back line, but you see Anderson, he's right next to Wada right there as they walk across your screen, and now it's someone that can match up physically, at least in terms of height, I think, for those two. We'll see what happens here on the free kick, as it looks like, yeah, they're going to be hip to hip.
Luker, who has had pretty much every free kick for the Maroons. He's on it once again. And despite the presence of the two tall center backs for the Maroons, they also have not really done anything from set pieces. But Luker will put it in now. It's a nice ball in, straight to the head of Wada. It's punched away by Biddlecombe. And Brantwell out to go out of bounds. A crucial save from Haston Biddlecombe.
Yeah, great job by Biddlecombe there. And for a second, tough to tell on the angle. It looked like to me that one went straight up and was going to stay in the box. And Biddlecombe was well off his line at that point. But he punched that one out far enough to not warrant a problem at all. But a great save by Biddlecombe, keeping the slate clean.
Yadashevsky. Ngobia, low cross in, dealt with. Not too effectively. It'll have to be a second effort, maybe a third effort by Justin Hill. Now Yadashevsky against Ovinger. Low cross in, dealt with. Anderson, nice pressure, forces the ball off of Ngobia. Already making his presence known. Matching up with Gillespie. And I would say we might be getting a bit of a tactics change because Price came on for DiArgento. He didn't come on for Joey, and I think Sapikiotis now is playing a bit of a deeper role, running around at the top of that midfield. Nice little nutmeg by Martins, whose pass is immediately cut away.
Yeah, I think, if the tactics are changing here, the energy level certainly is not. Anderson has brought that from the moment that he's stepped in. Up top here, we see him, trying to play those passing lanes in a similar way he did against MSOE, the way he got that goal, pressuring from that up top position. We'll see if he can make something happen, and maybe that's what Coach Gosling wants. Maybe he wants a spark off the bench, a chance for Anderson, to use that big frame in a similar way.
Wheaton center backs will collect now, and just keep a little bit of possession. You saw Biddlecombe maybe thought about going long, but it's going to be Wheaton picking up. And Joey Spicchiotis, just a little bit deeper. And it's almost like he maybe just swapped for DiArgento's position, and then Anderson went up top. Ovinger looks for Groza. Groza turns in space, fires it out wide to Moyes. It's a very quick and efficient switch of the field. But the Maroons just very quick defensively to get back over. And now Justin Hill, he can make a bit of an advanced run. We've seen him sort of try and get up the field in the same way that Wada and Gillespie have been doing for Wheaton. He has played some minutes as a midfielder, so he does have that technical side of him. Cutting inside and tackled is Moyes. Now Martins. Moyes, and that flick over the head of the Maroons player. Lots of students getting up on their feet for that one. As we see a couple of substitutions in for the Maroons.
Entering for Chicago, number 16.
Vincent Matus
Giuseppe De Sera.
into the game, and then
Entering
Ben
for
Ferraro checks in, gets his first
six,
minutes
Brock
tonight,
Senef,
and Brock
also entering
Senef
for
back into the
number
game.
12,
We'll
Ben
see
Ferraro.
Jack Jacquet take a seat, as well as Michael Martins, who will be subbed out for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Jacquet and Martins, two very important pieces of the game so far. Having them come out, again, it's fresh legs for the Thunder and Ferraro and Senef. Senef already seen the field in a short spurt tonight, but Ferraro out there for the first time. He's fresh.
And he's on the ball now. Maybe hit it into the hand of a Maroon player there, but it's going to be Rourke on the ball. He hasn't had too much to do tonight up top. Finds Pino here, who elects to travel backwards. It's back over on the wing, and it'll be fired back to Biddlecombe. He has a switch if he can get it over quickly, as now UChicago pressing a little bit. Brandt checking in. Now it's Galval. And here we go. Moyes, if he can pick it up. He does. So Picchiotis now has some space. He's got Galval in an advanced run. He's got Baker, too. He goes conservative. He plays it to Hill. Probably the right call there. And now Hill sends it long. And it'll be a little bit too strong for Moyes. Bloy, Johnson, and Shea check back in. So should be almost a hockey change here, a shifting of the guards as we have Shea up top. Bloy will go to that left-hand side, and Michael Johnson on this near side, number 23, who looked very nice in his limited minutes in the first half, had a couple good plays.
Entering for Chicago,
Was a player that
Johnson,
went down in the penalty box
Maroons.
after getting past a couple of Wheaton players.
21, Ryan Shea.
A couple shouts from
number 17,
the
Cameron
Maroon
Floyd.
players and the Maroon coach for a penalty, but it wasn't given. Gives the ball away there to Groza, and now Wheaton on top again.
You know, we tick down now below 24 minutes. Things get more and more urgent. You see, I think more long balls coming from the Thunder than we've seen previous in this game. Sapikiotis just a moment ago opted to go a little more conservative, like you said, but I think in general we've seen more willingness from the Thunder to send long ones up to Galval and to Moyes in hopes that that can turn into something.
Senef enters the fray. Is able to pressure Ngobia again. And the Thunder win another throw-in. Silas in a pocket of space. Gifts the ball back to Shea. And you have to wonder if Coach Flynn of the Maroons is planning on subbing back his starters in. As you said, 23 minutes left to go, and he took his entire starting lineup of attackers out. So I wonder if they're just getting a breather before maybe coming back into the game in 10 minutes. Galval taken out from behind by Ngobia. It's going to be an easy call. And maybe Silas wanting a little bit more from the referee there, as it was a bit of a clumsy tackle. But the referee content to let play continue. Biddlecombe under pressure now. Johnson and Shea checking in. As Johnson, just a little too hard for him.
Yeah, the Thunder are going to be thankful for that one, because look at the way that UChicago was extending up, and they're going to stay there, but they're flying guys at the ball, and I think they want to make their charge, especially with some of the fresh legs that they just brought in, spelling their starters for a little while here, like you said, Don.
Ngobia, first two. And Joey goes down, pushed in behind. That's another foul from Ngobia as he tracks back. And Sapikiotis maybe went down a little bit easy there, but he's going to be content, as now Wheaton can play it out of pressure. It's going to be a long ball from Hill over towards Ferraro, who takes it off of his back and is chased down. Keeps the ball. Nice play there from the junior. Goes to Senef. Johnson now. Nice touch from Michael Johnson. As Sapikiotis able to fly back and make the tackle. Beamer now. The game has opened up a little bit, but we really haven't seen a chance yet. It's just opened up in terms of this build-up play. We're seeing a couple of long balls like this one. Moyes now low cross, deflected, and he'll go in for Luker there. Missed completely, but wow, Jake Luker still with the ball. Nice tackle. Still with the Maroons, still with Luker, and it's finally cut away by the Thunder.
Yeah, stops the counterattack there, and again, like you said, we haven't seen chances, and we're just waiting. We're waiting for this game to boil over. I think the anticipation has built and built and built. You can feel that in the crowd. I think you can feel that in just the frustration building as well in both teams when it comes to the officiating. And I wouldn't say it's been a poorly officiated game by any means, but of course in a highly contested game like this, both teams feel like things are going against them.
Offsides call on Michael Johnson, who beckons back to his teammate that he wanted that pass a little sooner. Wheaton can get a bit of a breather here as they're starting to march back up the field. Playing, as you said, a little bit differently. Couple long balls over the top. Trying maybe to skip that middle person, trying to just go straight for the long ball. And now we'll see Biddle come on it. He can launch this one maybe towards the head of Price.
Here as well.
Kabani over to Luker, who fires it up smartly to Shea. Tackled well. So Picchiotis once again offsides, just has to jog back in what could have been a promising attack. And now the Maroons come the other way. Johnson tackled, still has it though. Brandt waiting for the overlap. Still Brandt goes with the lefty shot and it's blocked by Hill.
Yeah, Hill in the right place at the right time there. That was a nice one that he had lined up, but Hill able to turn it away.
Kabani. That's going to be cut out by Galvao. Nice first touch. Galvao can burst forward. He's got Ferraro on the right side. Still Galvao. It's taken now by Brandt. That's got to be a yellow card for sure. It's going to be a caution here for Brandt. And I don't really know how he can complain about that one in any capacity. Brought Galvao down on a clear counterattacking opportunity.
Yeah, let's see it again here. Galvao just going to turn on the speed right there when he goes vertical. And, yeah, I mean, it's just a clear forearm kind of shove. Leans in against Galvao, and it's pretty clear.
Galvao is down. He seems to be in okay spirits, but maybe he's just cramping up a little bit. And, I mean, what an electric run. He took that first touch. He intercepted the ball that was intended for Ngobia, and just the first touch, it had backspin on it. It was right into his path, and, you know, if he could have just released Ferraro, if he had had one more second before the foul, I think the junior Ben Ferraro could have been in. He's up now, walking. Certainly will hopefully be able to continue in this game. He's seemingly content to stay on the field, as we do have a U Chicago player waiting on the sidelines. David Martin, a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, trying to get his first minutes tonight. We'll wonder if the referee will allow him to check in here. Michael Martins is also lined back up on the sideline, so maybe Coach Gosling sending his starters back in soon enough. Hill goes early, and in the end, it was nowhere close to anybody.
Yeah, but Price Anderson was the target of that, even if it didn't reach him. I think he was the one lined up over on that left side, and I think Justin just wanted to chip it up, get some air underneath it, allow Price to do some work, but unfortunately wasn't able to work his way free, and now Price is going to come in and be subbed out, so will Galvao.
In for Chicago, number 22,
D'Argento and Martins back into the game. Martins instantly making an impact, intercepting that ball. Luker, however, rises up to the task. Ferraro has transitioned over onto this left wing as Galvao is taking a seat. Could do something here. Groza flicks it over. Just a really physical game right now. Both of these teams throwing everything they have at each other. And we're going to see a foul here for the Maroons. Taken quickly over to Brandt. Smart decision, as it's still Brandt. Goes low, and it's cut away by Senef.
See what they're going to rule it. It will be a corner kick. The Thunder Players protesting that was last off of the Maroons, but it'll be a corner kick no less. And with 17 minutes left to go and counting, Maroons will take what they can get here.
And just a little bit trapped there against the fence. Putting in this in-swinger, trying to make room for himself. 2 hands raised. We will now see the ball go in. Ooh, very close to the post. Didn't trouble anyone in the end, but almost a nice idea.
Yeah, right into the side there. You see Biddlecombe is there ready for it. Of course, didn't have to do anything with it. But, yeah, I think 2-3 more feet out, and that's right on the post, giving someone the opportunity to make a play on it. But the Thunder escape another corner kick from the Maroons.
And for Wheaton, number 17, Jack Jacquet.
Jack Jacquet checks back in, and will hopefully be able to finish this game out. 16 minutes left. And he slots immediately into the midfield. Oh, smart pass. Over to Shea. Shea driving with pace. Puts it low. And in the end, it's defended well for another corner here for the Maroons.
Yeah, and I think this is what gets really possibly demoralizing if you're the Thunder. If the Maroons can string a couple corners together, string a couple of runs like that together, especially as it gets late in the game here, that just wears on you more and more, I think. So if you're the Maroons, you want to keep the pressure on. You want to continue to do what you're doing here and give yourself these opportunities from the corner. If you're the Thunder, you want to clear it out, and you want to start to move onto the opposing side of the field. And, again, with your heels, back on your heels here, backs against the wall, this just doesn't feel good knowing it's a 0-0 game with only 15 minutes to go.
The outswinger this time. It's a good cross in, won by Martins and cleared away. But back in, headed, Biddlecombe out smartly. He's got runners. He's got to launch this one. He's got Groza up. It's still Groza. And Michael Groza unable to come down with it. Man, there were 3 Wheaton players streaking forward. I don't know if Biddlecombe saw them, but just a complete defensive breakdown from the Maroons after that corner. They're now back on the other end of things, sending it over. Senef is down quickly.
Wow, just a nice job from Senef to track that ball. You saw him get low, and then just with his head, just get that one out of danger.
Johnson, Kabani, tracked down by Sapikiotis. Nice tackle from Sapikiotis. Groza can turn. Senef now sends it long, and it's dealt with. Only as far as Ferraro, though. D'Argento, his pass intended for Sapikiotis, doesn't quite make it.
14 minutes left in the game here. The wind has picked up a little bit too as temperatures continue to drop. You can see when you get a look, the flags blowing from right to left on the screen. Crowd has grown and fans have been up and at it more recently.
Biddlecombe taking his time to put this one back into play. Abram, you and I have both played some intramural soccer at Joe Bean, and we know just how big of an impact wind can have. And so, as you said, that wind moving from right to left definitely plays into Wheaton's favor, as the University of Chicago balls are going to be caught up in the wind, as we're going to see a foul and potentially a second yellow card, as Groza is cautioned, and the coaches for University of Chicago rightly saying to the referee that that's his second yellow. And we're seeing a little bit of confusion here. Surely, if that is a yellow card for Groza, Groza should be off with 2 yellow cards.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens here.
And it looks like maybe it's not for Groza. So the referee is just going to trot over to the linesman. I think what happened is it was a yellow card for a player other than Groza. But we as the commentators, we don't necessarily know who that player is, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
for our viewers at home, sorry for the confusion here.
It's not like the NFL where the referee comes on the mic here and lets you know who the penalty is on. So yeah, we're seeing here what's going to happen in this discussion between the linesman and the head official here. If it's on Groza, it's undoubtedly his second. We saw the first one come earlier. It was for protesting, and University of Chicago head coach. Here he has, Coach Flynn has all the right to be upset about that if that is the case. But I think, like you said, Don, what we're coming down to is who was this most recent caution on. If it's Groza, it's clear. If it's not, then of course we continue to move forward.
Well, the confusing thing is he clearly gave it to Groza. That's why Coach Flynn is up in arms about this, because it was clearly given to Groza. And it looks like maybe he's talking about getting the number wrong. We're still covering this. Certainly a nightmare situation for any referee, but hopefully we will get to the bottom of this. As you said, if it is a yellow card for Groza, it's a second yellow that will have huge ramifications on the last 13 minutes or so of this game. And of course, just like the NFL, these referees do not have any sort of visual replay, so they have to go off of their visual memory. And yeah, it is going to be on Groza. And so the deliberations are complete. It's a second yellow card for Michael Groza, and he will have to take a seat. And now Wheaton playing with 10 men in this game. This is huge. Last 13 minutes, massive ramifications.
Yeah, I mean, that is almost debilitating for the Thunder here late in this game, but you got to hand it to the official. There was some confusion. They handled it. They sorted it out. They talked amongst each other, and they did get it right. So that's the thing. They got it right. Certainly don't like it if you're the Thunder, but you've got to admit that was the correct call, had that one come on Groza. So hats off to them in a very tense game, in a very tense moment, to come down with the correct call there.
Shea brings it down, gives it to Hugh. Low shot in. It's off the post. Or was that a save? Senef is on it and clears it away immediately following the red card. A great chance for the Maroons. And Abram, I asked you a question earlier if either of these teams would be happy with a draw. I think you would have to say if Wheaton can survive the last 12 and a half minutes of this game and escape with the draw, I think they'd be pretty happy with 10 men.
Yeah,
it's number 10, U Chicago.
Circumstances have changed, and I may be forced to eat my words there, but I think, like you said, especially now, knowing that they've only got 10 guys, just seeing how right off the bat that affected their ability to get to the net and put a very good chance, probably our best of the night on, lets you know something.
Gillespie tries his own hand, sends it far over the head of Biddlecombe, who will have to be more alert than ever.
Yeah, and I don't know if that one did get a hand of Biddlecombe or if that was the post, but either way, strong strike in that in some way, shape, or form was deflected out, and luckily the Thunder able to cover up the rebound and not able to allow another attempt on it. But wow, you catch your breath on that one.
And here we go, some of the Maroon starters. Yadashevsky's top scorer back in, number 14. And Hugh back into the midfield.
14, Ryan Yadashevsky, also in for the Maroons.
And just in time, 11 and a half minutes to go as Biddlecombe sends it long. Wada looking forward. Pino on the ball. Shea gives the 1-2, dealt with by Moyes, out of bounds.
Good job by Moyes, and like you said, this may unfortunately result in a change in tactics for the Thunder, and just say at this point you've got to stop the charges and the attacks by U Chicago. That's priority number one. Scoring at this point, maybe not so much, just being a man down.
Yadashevsky chased down by Ferraro. And a bit of a miscommunication, as we will see an offsides call from a very close pass. Ben Ferraro, not a starter, didn't play in the first half, but since being subbed on, he's been one of the brighter players out there for Wheaton. He's still on the game despite being, kind of in crunch time here. You would expect Coach Gosling, I should say, to maybe put his starters back in, but Ben Ferraro has certainly earned his position tonight. He's been electric on that wing. The ball is going to be sent to him right now, and he's going to win it. Spikiotis chases it down. Oh, that's a handball for sure on Wada. Spikiotis still has it, sends it forward. Oh, it's cut away smartly from Gillespie. Should have been a handball, but in the end, we're going to have an offsides call here, and the Maroons escape with one.
Yeah, very clear handball. From our angle, it's tough, of course, when you've only got a couple of officials down in the field, but our angle, a clear handball. But that almost turned out to go in the Thunder favor. Had Sapicchio was able to be able to make a connection there, and all of a sudden, you've got a goal in the back of the net. That's great to see that didn't get called, but it goes the other way when things don't work out, and that one is missed. But it's now down with UChicago.
The Maroons put it back into play. Gillespie in tons of space goes forward. Cabani now, who's been somewhat quiet in this second half. Wada completes the full swing over to Luker. Pino. Pass skips past Cabani. If Joey Sapicchiotis maybe had been there, that's just like the ball that he waits for, that sort of misplayed pass. But, of course, now, as he said, with that change in tactics, he's playing a lot deeper. Wheaton playing with 10 men right now. Of course, a man down. And Chicago definitely will have the majority of the ball for the remainder of this game.
Yeah, I think that so much has been made clear just in the last couple minutes of play with a man down that UChicago is now placed firmly in the driver's seat. And, if something is going to happen for the Thunder, I think it's going to come from a mistake on their end.
Martin back to Cabani. Oh, a bit of a risky play there from Hill. I'm sure that he heard something from Biddlecombe, because most defenders would not jump over the ball like that unless they were certain their goalkeeper was right behind them.
That just shows some of the rapport, though, and trust that those two players have, having played in front and back of each other for so long now. And I'm sure he did hear something, but, I'd be equally not surprised if maybe he didn't. And just that's something that they've gone over and something that has happened multiple times for them.
Biddlecombe launches over to Martins. It's just over his head. As Baker Ovinger comes back in to the game, checks out Ben Ferraro. And so I wonder what will happen here. I think
in for week number 2, Baker Ovinger.
We might be seeing
number 23, Michael Johnson.
Either Baker Ovinger playing in the midfield or a switch to a – no, well, yeah, he's playing out on the wing. Okay. I was going to say he maybe came on to play as a left back, moving to a 5-at-the-back system here, but he's just doing a straight swap with Ferraro on this left wing. Nice skill from Martin. Keeps the ball for the Maroons. Gillespie rotates it over to Wada. Now Luker. Martin's chasing. And Wada will send one in. One initially by D'Argento, bobbled by Senef. Unable to rescue it from being a throw-in.
One thing I think we haven't said yet, Don, is that while, of course, maybe this makes Wheaton feel a little bit better about if this game ends in a draw.
Header one, back to Biddlecombe, safe hands. Almost a tenuous moment there for Wheaton.
Yeah, this one's crossed over, and you get contact on it immediately, and it bounces once, it goes in front of the face of another couple players, and Biddlecombe able to fall on it there, thankfully. But as I was saying, I think, it takes some of the pressure off of Wheaton from needing to score and just saying, hey, we need to escape with a draw in this one. But it puts more pressure on UChicago, I think, in my mind, saying, wow, now, we're the higher-ranked team. We're coming into this one. We've maybe had a couple better chances, and now they're playing a man down. We've got to press and we've got to score. I think the pressure turns to them at this position, having the red card come and having Wheaton being down one.
Johnson. Now Martin. And once again, UChicago unable to break this defensive block of Wheaton as they rotate it through their center backs. Cabani has dropped back as well. Pino goes for Yadashevsky. A chance for Yadashevsky. He's going to hit it forward. It's cleared off the line. Saved by Justin Hill. Or was that Beamer? I couldn't even see it. What a save.
Yeah, incredible play there. Incredible effort. Just watch this. I think the moment you think he gets past Biddlecombe, it's over. I mean, right? Who else is going to be there? And you just see tracking back.
Oh, it's Beamer.
Never giving up. It's Beamer.
Oh, yes. What a save. I mean, that's it. That's the game-saving tackle right there, the game-saving clearance. And you think about almost a poetic irony. Wheaton had, I think, 3 goal line clearances against them in the game against Concordia, and right there Beamer preventing Yadashevsky from adding to his goal tally. But now Pino will pick it up and fire it right back again to the top goal scorer. On his right footage, Yadashevsky cuts over, and now he's tackled. We're going to see a whistle. I think this might be a yellow card for simulation on Yadashevsky. Yep, it is.
And the Thunder crowd is happy. Let's see it here.
Oh, you know, I think that's really harsh. I don't think he was. I think he just slipped.
Ryan Yadashevsky has been cautioned.
I think it's a combination of getting a hand in the back. Like, I think there certainly was some contact there, but then being a little off balance. He was trying to change directions, and yeah, maybe that one comes a little quickly.
Yeah, and even Coach Flynn just complaining he slipped. I mean, I agree with you, Coach. That's a really harsh yellow card. Sapikiotis picks the ball up for Wheaton now. Jake. Back to Joey. Joey has a winger open. Yep, it's Ovinger. Ovinger who goes long. If this isn't dealt with, but it is. Luker only gets as far as D'Argento. Jake now. Tackled. And that is going to be a foul.
Another
Johnson.
clear one.
Nice skill from Johnson. It's still Michael Johnson. He's been electric tonight. He's going to get a shot off right to Biddlecombe, who goes to ground easily.
Yeah, and I think the Thunder at this point happy there's only 4 minutes left in the game because these chances are starting to compound. And Chicago would have loved that to happen sooner. But the Thunder needing to escape in this one as Biddlecombe is called into service more and more in these last couple minutes.
Hermosos, entre más likes tengamos, es menos probable que YouTube nos corte el directo.
Hugh turns, nearly tackled, but somehow able to keep on to the ball, and now we'll see David Martin. Johnson on the wing. Here's Michael Johnson. Matus. Now Kabani. Campaign here and his out on the wing. Luker, 5th year season. Here's Pino. Tackled well by Martins. Looking for the offsides. Back to Luker. Yadashevsky thinks about the shot, doesn't take it. It's a shot from Kabani, far right, but had plenty of power on it.
Yeah, there was power there for sure. I think, if that one's on net, that's a blistering one to stop for Biddlecombe. But it's wide. Thunder escaping another one.
And Harrison Lee checks into the game. He's been waiting on the sideline for about 3.5 minutes, but he'll finally come in for Martins. You have to expect that he will just run his heart out until the end of this game, until the end of regulation. Of course, 0-0 score. We will go into a 2 overtime golden goal period if the scores remain deadlocked. If they are deadlocked after those periods, it will end in a tie. And that ball just went a little too long, and Biddlecombe, I'm sure, will waste as much time as he can to take this goal kick.
Yeah, you can see he certainly is. Coming up on 2 minutes now.
If you're just joining us here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network, still 0-0, but Wheaton playing a man down after a earlier red card. D'Argento sends it forward. Sapikiotis. Now Harrison Lee over to Sapikiotis. Gets the volley off. Oh! What a goal! Joey Sapikiotis at the death of it. 90 seconds. The volley. The shirt is off. 1-0 Wheaton College.
Oh my goodness. Wow, and he's up in the student section, up in the stands. Look at this. It started by the flick over by D'Argento. It's headed up, and it comes over to Sapikiotis. He's free at the corner. He just rockets one in, and look at it curl into the back of the net.
You just could not write a better story than that. Joey Sapikiotis, who scored the 85th minute equalizer 2 years ago at historic Joe Bean Stadium, puts the Thunder on the map, 1-0. A man down does not matter. Joey Sapikiotis opens his score sheet this season with a thumping volley to take the lead tonight.
Wow, and now it's the Thunder who have to survive 96 seconds. They're going to look at them bring everyone back. They're just going to line up. I mean, this has taken the life out of the University of Chicago. I think you can see it in the body language of the players. I think they're stunned, and they're rightly so. I mean, they had the Thunder dead to rights, and, you know, in a game like this, anything can happen. It certainly isn't over yet, even with only 96 seconds to go. But, wow, that's a win taken out of the sails of the Maroons.
And this is going to be the most tense 90 seconds that Wheaton will have probably all season. Here we go. Kicked off by Matus. Wada over to Gillespie. Wheaton with some renewed strength here. They have to be smart, though. Johnson down the wing. Able to get cross in, blocked. Bumbled around. Gillespie can't get on the end of it. Moyes chases him down.
Oh, and that's dangerous. Oh, it's so dangerous.
Blocked away. And
it's a handball.
Wow.
The Thunder need it. They're going to take some time. They're going to let it go. But look at this one. Look at how many times it bounces around in the box. Biddlecombe is there. He stays on his feet, tries to stay in front of it. Eventually, it's cut away.
And the Thunder have spent about 20 seconds to take this very costly handball, and it's going to be launched forward.
Yeah, Coach Flynn of University of Chicago emphatic that the referee needed to stop the clock there, but no such thing.
Bobbled. JK has to sprint back. It's sent forward by Luker.
30 seconds now.
Dealt with by Beamer. Beamer scrambles back now into place as everybody home for Wheaton. Yadashevsky off his foot. A bit of a heavy touch. That might do it. 20 seconds left on this goal kick attempt. And as we said before, Biddlecombe will not have any haste